All right, ladies, let's wait one more minute and then we're going to really just dive in though, because I know people got places to be. I know Amanda's coming. Merrick just woke up, but she said she's on her way. I'm sure Leah's got kids crawling all over her as well. All right, so let's go ahead and get started, just because, again, I really do want to end at 6:30 so that people can do what they have to do, and I know kids are going to start getting up and whatnot. So today's Energize Chat is kind of lining up for our activities for next week. This week, I know for me, I don't know about you guys, but the daily polls like held me so accountable. I loved being able to go back in there and check those boxes. It felt really good. It felt like a virtual to-do list, which I like to check the boxes. And The energy was just so great. And I hope you guys liked Bob Heilig's The Virtual Upline podcast as much as I did. That episode I thought was very he speaks in a way that's so inspiring, and just really straight to the point. There's no fluff, but he's really awesome. So I'll be updating this weekend the podcast number that we're going to be doing next week for him. In fact, I think there's 2 because they're a little shorter. But feel free to listen to him and, on different podcasts as well. And so we're going to add some things into the group. Sunday, there'll be a goal planning post to plan your goals and schedule your week out. You guys, this is kind of like the before and after pictures for our challengers. Do not miss this opportunity on Sunday to plan your week, to schedule in when you're going to do your action hours. Obviously, it can be flexible, but that is the one change that I made 4 months ago that has made the biggest difference in my business, is planning out my week every single Sunday. And I'm just 5 days into this new training that I've been doing. And that was one thing that he kept saying over and over again, as well as just planning your day. So, make sure to do that. So leading into the week, we can have a strong week. You guys, week 1, we're all excited. We're all pumped up. Week 2 comes and we've heard some crickets. We've heard some no's. And so it gets harder to show up, but that is when you have to show up. That is when you have to keep going. That is when you have to get uncomfortable, right? And so that's what we're going to talk about today. We're going to talk about coaching and the coach opportunity, because presenting this opportunity to people, inviting people to this opportunity is where we get uncomfortable. And so what I'm going to say to you today, I hope you don't think, oh girl, she's crazy, but it's an area where I've struggled for years. And it is my obligation to share with you just how important inviting to the coach opportunity is. One of the trainings this week was a 2-hour call about the coaching opportunity, and he gave me a lot of great nuggets. And so these are not my ideas, you guys. This is me leading in with you guys and saying that for 4 years I told myself I couldn't recruit coaches. For 4 years I told myself I was not good at inviting to the coach opportunity and building to my team, because I only add maybe 1 coach a month, probably a discount coach, or every other month. So this is literally me leading you in with you, having so many light bulb moments and feeling that it is my responsibility to share it all with you. So I have notes, so that's why I'm going to be looking down. But you guys, coaching is mandatory. Inviting to the coach opportunity is an absolute mandatory business activity if you want to see your team grow. Why do you want to see your team grow? 2 reasons. 1, community, right? If I was sitting here talking to myself, which I did for probably almost 2 years or a year and a half, that wouldn't be fun. The joy comes when you get to collaborate with others. 2, if you want to see your income grow, you must grow your team. Otherwise, you are always going to be chasing retail commissions, right? One of your biggest hesitations, probably for every single person on here, was you didn't want to be a salesperson when you signed up. If you are only selling challenge packs and BOD and Energize and helping people get started, you are essentially a retail salesman, right? I mean, but you're changing lives. We know that. And I think I'm talking to a crew that understands with that umbrella that you're changing lives, right? And we're affecting people, but you really only are making sales. By building your team, you're going to see your compensation plan explode, because you're going to start cycling. You will not cycle even as an Emerald coach, you will not cycle often and much without building your team underneath you, because that's where that comes, because you're essentially getting paid for leading your team and for helping them do the things that are going to help them grow their business and help them change people's lives. That is your reward for doing that. So you've got to invite to the coaching opportunity. In order to see growth, you have to make, and this is where I know that when I heard it, it was a light bulb moment. You have to make inviting to the coach opportunity a daily non-negotiable in your business, in your vitals. So if you do your vitals 5 days a week, you've got to invite to the coach opportunity 5 days a week. If you're already sitting here thinking like, oh no, that's crazy, I can't do that. Who am I going to invite? Who's going to follow me? That's too hard. That is your mindset and limiting beliefs holding you back. just like our challengers, if you want to see change, right, you've got to follow the recipe. You've got to be willing to do something that somebody who's been doing this longer, not me, that I'm talking about this with my mentor, you've got to be willing to do something that somebody who's been doing it longer and seeing more success than you at this point is recommending, right? Just like we share with our challengers. We share with our challengers the recipe for success. And what happens? When they don't get the results, they get frustrated. And we ask them, well, are you following the containers? We ask them, how many workouts a week are you getting? Are you following the calendar? We ask them, right, what those ingredients. We ask them, are they doing the things in the recipe to get success? And when they don't, what happens? We get frustrated. We wish they would have just followed the plan because now they're frustrated, right? And so the same thing is with coaching. Here's the recipe. Coaching, inviting to the coach opportunity is really important. Sharing about the coach opportunity is really important. We will not grow our teams unless we change something we do daily. Just like our challengers will not get results unless they change something they do daily. And so this is where I'm asking you to lean in and get uncomfortable. Mindset is already telling you it won't work, right? Your mindset's telling you that. I get it. I've told myself that for 4 years. I have painted the story in my mind, and I've told multiple people. I've told my success partners, I've told my coach that I am not good at recruiting. So what does your mindset do? Your mind searches out that story that you're already telling yourself. Whatever you're telling yourself, you will attract and you will find. So this is where I'm leaning in. This is where I'm going to ask for help from you all to hold me accountable too. So here are 2 things, and I want to read these 2 quotes that he said, because I know it makes us nervous and I know it makes us uncomfortable and we don't know how we're going to do this. But you guys, there will be a coach invite added to the daily poll. Take it for what you want. 1 coach invite to the daily poll. You can lean in and do it. If it's not where you want to be, that's okay. But again, I feel obligated to tell you what needs to happen for you to see the growth that you want to see. I posted that visual in October, and it was also posted in Rock Solid of how to make $850 by Christmas. How awesome would that be for you to print that out and check those boxes and not go into Christmas putting Christmas presents on your credit card, right? Like so many families do. What if you leaned in to the coach invites this month and had others join your team and you said, let's do this together. Let's earn money for Christmas together. Like that's really powerful for a lot of people. In fact, it gives me chills because so many people put their entire Christmas on a credit card and then spend months paying it off. But what if you didn't have to do that? So 2 things he said. Well, 3 things. If you don't believe in yourself and what you have to offer somebody, if you're sitting there telling yourself, well, yeah, what if I get these people on my team? I don't even know what to do with them. You do. We do as a team. Who am I going to invite? I don't even know anybody to invite to this opportunity. Everybody's already told me no's. Not true, right? If you don't believe in yourself and what you have to offer, no matter how many times you make a coach post, how many times you invite somebody, you're not going to build your team. You're not. And that's where I think that I have failed for so long at myself, because I still tell myself that story of I can't recruit, I can't onboard a new coach, I struggle getting new coaches getting started. I worry that I'm going to be intimidating or overwhelming. So I still had 1 foot out the door, right? So no matter how many posts you make, which I'm consistently make my posts, you're not going to build your team. So we've got to work on mindset and limiting beliefs, which is where we're going to go next week in October. So 2 quotes that he said. Our limiting beliefs are always looking for a story to justify our fears and excuses, right? So we know what fears we have. We know the excuses we tell ourselves in our head. Your limiting beliefs will seek that out. It will literally search that out. And number 2, Our mind is always trying to get us to stop. Our mind is trying to get us to stop when our heart is always trying to get us to keep going. Does anybody feel like they've ever been in that situation? Their heart knows what they should be doing. Their heart knows what they want to do and why they want to do it, but their mind gets them to stop. You guys, it's time to do the heart work this month. That's why we're here. That's where you're here on this Energize Chat this morning. So now what? And he had another quote that I wanted to say too at some point, so I have to make sure I find it. I got like 2 notebooks going. So how are we going to do this, you guys? It's 2 parts. Posting, sharing, not only on your newsfeed and your stories, but inviting. So let's talk about posting. And again, I'm sharing with you the activities that now I have to implement into my own business as well, because I promised myself I would. When we're posting about coaching, number one, we've got to post in our feed, probably about coaching at least twice a week. In your story, you should make it a point to post at least once a day what you're doing with coaching. People don't know what a coach is, so show them. Is it your personal development? Literally show a screenshot of your book and say, this is a requirement of coaching, growing yourself. Anybody else feel stuck? Personal development changed my life. It doesn't have to be just income driven. But what is coaching you allowing you to do? What are some things that you do for coaching? You know, team calls. We all show team calls. That is awesome, but we've got to show more. Leaning into our October group, you know, showing people that they don't have to do this alone, that there's people to help you along the way. Being creative and finding those areas. We can't just talk about the community. He was pretty funny. He got this like Valley Girl voice, and he's like, everybody joins for the community because I've got my tribe, I've got my girl gang. And he's like, you know what? Y'all get frustrated when you don't bring on builders. Why? Because you're telling them to join to be a part of a girl gang, and that's all, right? So they're joining to be a part of the community, which is what we want, which is what makes us so special. But you're not talking about the work that goes into it. So when they join, they don't join to reach their big goals, to reach their whys, to do work, to get up on a 6 o'clock on a Saturday morning, or to stay up on a virtual office until 10 o'clock on a Friday. They don't do that because they're coming to be friends. And we want friends. That's a good thing. But we've got to show the other areas of coaching. And you know what? We were on this Zoom, and he like had us every time like we agreed with him or like whatever, he would have us do jazz hands, which were so funny. So he was like, put up your jazz hands if everybody has a girl gang, you know, so like the whole crew, it was really comical. So he wasn't doing it in a way to be like mean, but it was a light bulb, right? Like we get mad when people don't do the work, but we don't tell them it takes work. So I'm going to be shifting my post a little bit to talk about the work. And what he said was, don't be afraid to talk about the work that you put into it. Don't be afraid you're going to scare people off, because what happens is when you talk to the people who want to do the work, when you talk to the people about the reality of what's happening, he called them the high performers and the low performers, right? So his example was when he puts out an email to people about an elite push mastermind group that he has. The low performers, the people who maybe aren't going to really do the work, who really just maybe want a girl gang, they're going to show up anyways. Even if you talk to the high performers of telling them how hard it's going to be or what work you put into it, the low performers are going to show up anyways. And so are the high performers, right? Because the high performers want that, but the low performers want it too, because that's where they want to go. Even though they might not be willing to do the work, they don't realize that yet because they're hoping that there's going to be some type of prayer that's going to help them get there. But if you talk to the low performers and you don't talk about any of that stuff, the low performers are going to show up, but the high performers aren't because they don't want that, right? So talking about like, I think it's okay to talk about that Christmas money. I mean, you don't have to, you guys are also great in your posts and it never comes off salesy or cheesy, but you know, to say like, I'm making this money for Christmas by helping people. Like, that is okay, because who are you going to attract? You're going to attract the people who want to do that too and who are willing to put in the time and energy to do that. An activity that he had us do, and maybe we'll bring this over to Rocktober in essence of saving time right now. He had us list 3 characteristics of a successful coach. A successful coach, not just somebody, somebody who's on their journey, who is happy and healthy, but also successful in their coaching business. Those 3 characteristics. And he said your posts have to include those 3 characteristics. Because when I think about it, I think about like goal-oriented, resilient, driven, no excuses, and so like those things have to show up in your coach posts. 3 things besides community that coaching has given you, besides community, and those things have to show up in your posts and your stories. He said a call to action should show up in your story every single day. Some type of call to action. All right, and now inviting, because this is the scary part, right? We can make posts, and we can click send, submit on our phone, and we can walk away and we can hide for a little bit. But the invites are what get us so nervous. And that's where it stops me as well. But another light bulb moment was when he said, we must stop thinking that we can invite to coaching once a month when a sneak peek is happening. Show me jazz hands if you do that, because that's me. Coach sneak peek comes up and all of a sudden I'm sending out those coach invites, right? And I haven't sent them out all month long. I'm being really honest with you guys. I don't send out coach invites all month long. I get in phases where I do, and I look back at my business that grew and grew, and I'm like, oh, weird. It's because I was doing the things. I remember when Bonnie Engel told me in some training 2 years ago how to battle an objection, and I was like, that seems so uncomfortable, but I'm going to commit to it for 30 days. I had the highest success club numbers that I had ever had because I did something that somebody who is more successful at this told me to do, even though it made me uncomfortable. But it made me uncomfortable because I was worried about what the other person was going to say. I put my emotions into it, right? So I stopped myself because of what might happen before I even did it. And that's the same thing with inviting. There will be in the daily poll, it's going to say 1 coach a day. That's 5 coaches a week. Take it or leave it. And again, this is up for you to decide if you're going to give yourself this opportunity to grow this month. Coach invites should become very natural. They should be very genuine from the heart. Because when I do them, that's how I feel, because I'm literally telling somebody why I think they would be an amazing coach. I make it so much about them and what they could bring to our team to make us a better team. I make it very much about them and why they're so great. So this is how we're going to invite. These are what you should start thinking to help you, because I know what you're going to say, because I said this to Courtney yesterday and she stopped me in my tracks. And this is what I need from her, just like you've all said you need accountability from Rocktober. I need her to tell me when I'm just throwing out excuses. So I told her, I'm really struggling. I don't know who to invite to the coach opportunity. And she was like, stop that. You do. You've got to find them. I will share that she is one of the 8 people that's in this in this training with me. And what's really, really awesome is, you guys, she's in it because she will admit she has been, we call it, if you haven't heard, we call phase 1 your vitals, like inviting to the coach opportunity, connecting, inviting, like things that you would do to grow your business. Phase 2 is like developing things for your team. So like scripts and Rocktober and things like that. She's like, I have been out of phase 1 for 2 years. She's got comfortable and she stopped. And people are coming to her at this point. Not a ton, but people, she's hitting Success Club every month. She has lost 17 diamonds. Coaches have left her team in 6 years. 17. So she's joining to get back to phase 1, just like I am, which is really neat. Just like you are, every single one of you, right? She is no different than any of us. And so I had to say to her every day, I'm inviting 1 person this week. Every day I'm inviting 1 coach this week. And she would say the same thing to me. So it's not easier to any of us. But so how are we going to get these invites out? You should have a dream team list, right? Or people that you think would be an amazing coach. They do not have to already be challengers, but people you really think would be so great. They're personable. They don't have to be even in health and fitness. They're personable. They show up on social media or not, right? I think back to Leah, who like never showed up on social media. And that list, you should begin intentionally connecting with those people. No cold invites. We're not sending cold invites. Don't anybody get nervous about that. But if you have a dream teamer and you want to send them an invite, but you're like, but I haven't even like talked to them in forever, start connecting with those people. Those people should be the people you are connecting with on your tracker. So keep a running list of that dream team. And anytime you add to your network and you're like scrolling through social media and you're like, man, this girl, like, she seems pretty cool. She like is on social media, or maybe she's talking about fitness or whatever, add her to the bottom of your dream team list so that you start connecting with these people. And then we have to fill our challenge groups, you guys, with 3 to 5 new people a month. This is something that's been told to me for a long time. You have to add 3 new people, 5 new people to your challenge group a month, because we know that those who get results and are product enthusiasts, we know they make the best coaches. We know that they then want to join us because they've seen it change their life. And if we're not filling our challenge group with new people each week, you're missing a big component to that. I never take it personally when somebody doesn't want to join me. I shared on our call the other night that one of Dan's coworkers joined, Kristen Sharp, who is like an elite top coach. I don't take it personally. I really take those emotions out of there. In fact, I watched her story the other day and I was like, maybe we wouldn't have vibed as much as I thought we would have, and that's okay. But you've got to start thinking about it, not just from I'm going to get more challengers to add to my community, but I'm going to surround myself with other motivated, driven women to join my community as a coach. It will happen. It takes time, but it's such an important aspect of your business. And you guys, again, when we shifted to volume, I still think that's so important. It has helped me help so many people with other things like Energize and container, and just like think of containers or bars. Like, it's allowed me to get that off my chest and to do that. But I'm still hitting Success Club because I'm offering them the best value and they're seeing it. But I think my language has changed. I think it's like a less pressured thing. Like, I'm like, well, and this is kind of what he said too. Like, well, they want it or they don't. Don't have that scarcity mindset. Don't believe that there's not enough people to be challengers. Don't believe there's not enough people to be coaches and that they don't want to join you, because they feel that in your message too. And kind of with coaching, they feel that pressure. So when you're kind of just like, well, if you don't want to be a coach on my team right now, that's okay, because there's others who do. There are others who do, and there's others who need this, whether they know it or not. And we have to invite them to that opportunity. And you will find that when you're doing these business vitals, and that when you do not have the scarcity mindset and you're taking the pressure off yourself, you will become naturally reaching your goals. It'll happen naturally because you're doing these things daily. So you're going to see, again, that 1 coach invite a day in your poll. His recommendation for our push mastermind was 3 to 5. You guys, and Courtney and I were on the back end being like, well, if we invite 1 a day, we'll be great. And then he was like, nope, you got to invite 3 to 5. So we're not putting 3 to 5 in our group, but we are going to have 1, because this is going to make us push a little harder and get a little bit outside our comfort zone. And I think that's what we need. And take it for what you want. It is your business. Again, we've always said that. But if you're here to grow, and I think you are, because you're here today, focus some of your energies on that. And never forget that discount coach opportunity, right? They hold a very special place in the business. But don't forget about that, because that's something that will help you add to your team as well. And it is an important aspect of your business. All right. Let's see. Anybody? I know Lindsay is heading off to work. Any questions or anything anybody wants to add or that they thought?
I want to add something.
Yeah.
And maybe it's not directly related to inviting to the coach opportunity, but I don't pay attention to people who watch my stories on Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
Everything I do on Instagram, I have it automatically sent to Facebook. But I've never really like my friend list on Facebook is so massive because, you know, all those other things that people are direct marketing that they're constantly inviting me to be their friend. And I'm like somebody that's just like, sure, I'll be anybody's friend. So I really need to filter through my friend list. But I intentionally for this week started checking who was watching my stories on Facebook. I try to keep up with Instagram, but that list is way longer. If you look at your Facebook, who watches on Facebook, I just noticed it's not as big. But I noticed this week there was like these 3 or 4 girls that watched every single day. So I reached out to every single one. I had already done all of my follow-ups, all my connects, all my invites last night, and I reached out to every single one of them. It might have even been 5. And 2 of them were centered more around an invite, and 3 of them were centered more around just like connecting because they were moms in a similar life with me. And 4 of the 5 responded saying how much they enjoy watching my stories. And I went back and I was like, what keeps you watching? What keeps you interested? Because I love sharing my journey. I love sharing my story, but I want to make sure I'm adding value when I'm sharing things. And every single one of them said that they love that I don't just share about the business. They watch several other direct marketing people and MLMs and all this stuff, and that a lot of people just share about their business. But they like that I share real life things too, so that they're finding ways to connect with me and finding reasons to keep watching. Like literally 3 or 4 of them said, I get up every morning and see if you've posted because I want to keep watching. I love watching your kids. I love that you share what you're doing for dinner, how you try to come up with things quickly, what's going on in your personal life. Like, so I think that that's huge. And then 3 out of those 5 also said, I really think I'm interested in getting into something of health and fitness. So like that like shocked me because I don't know any of these girls. I've never talked to them once, but the fact that they're connecting with me just because I'm sharing like everyday things, I thought that was huge. So I really do just think that we can post every single day. You can post 2-3 times a day, but sharing throughout like your story, your story, your journey, your life in your stories is really what people are watching. I mean,
right.
We can post those things, but I mean, how often do you sit there and read somebody's paragraph after paragraph post? I don't.
Well, that's the thing. I wouldn't do that. And I've been trying to shut those down even more so because there's a couple people that I know that I get like to paragraph 4 and I'm done. So I try to like keep it very engaging. And I love that you said what keeps you here. And that is such a good point because we have this tracker and on it is, you know, your call to action every single day in your story. But that was 1. And then he has like 2 nutrition things, 2 workout things, 2 personal life things. Like, and so what keeps people coming back is all that other stuff. They get sucked into different areas, right? Like, so if you're only posting clips of your workout, like people are going to come over and be like, okay, but they want to get to know you. Like, because you're only posting your news feed is more crafted, right? It's more like, you know, content driven. Your news feed is that way, but your stories give them a different look at who you are. And so if you're not adding to who you are, right? Like they don't know. And I feel the same way about other network marketers, you know, and that's why I try not to do like before and after pictures too much in my story. I try to do them like a couple times a week, like maybe 2 times a week, if that. But you know, again, more about your daily life, because then they get sucked into the other things and they get curious about what you're doing. And I will say that that is why I try to post now. I used to only post once a day on my newsfeed, but that's why I try to post at least twice a day now. Because when I was posting once a day, it was only about Beachbody stuff. It was only about coaching. It was only about fitness. It was only about, you know, anything Beachbody related. And I didn't like that. So posting 2 times a day, like, allowed me to make a shorter post about my kids, right? Like, not even like, you guys, it doesn't have to be hard. Like, we don't have to put too much thought. You can literally say an afternoon at the park with my kids, you know, but like showing up more than just that once a day for your Beachbody post, or sharing an article, a link to an article, sharing a recipe, like, just, he said, giving more than you expect to receive, like over and over and over again. You have to give more.
One girl literally said, I feel like I know you because I'm getting glimpses of your life. Like, I'm watching your children grow. I'm watching them develop. I'm watching you do things. Like, so I just thought that was kind of cool. Like, people that I don't even know are like following. She's like, you literally are like a YouTube blogger. And I was like, well, I don't know about that. But so I just know that like sharing in your stories is so important, and to share all parts of your life, even if it's like, I'm going to Walmart to get groceries. Where do you grocery shop? Like, just like little things. Like, you want to keep it going, not just Beachbody related.
Yeah, and you know what too though? When you do that, it makes your fitness posts, it makes your nutrition, and it makes your business post, your stories, like slides in your stories, so much more attractive, because she knows you. And now, right? So she told you that she follows you because you're a real person, and she feels like she knows you, and she's grown this, she trusts you. You've built this relationship with her because you've let her into your life, that now she's like, well, I think I might want to get into this, right? Because you do share the business and you do share what you're doing, but because you've shared so much other stuff, they're like, she wants in, she trusts you. You've built that trust with her, which is awesome. And it's so funny you said that about Facebook, because I literally just said this to Courtney the other day, was I never look at my Facebook stories. And I started doing that this week because, you guys, this is going on a different kind of note, but I know we've talked about it in October. I'm over on Instagram and I'm showing up on Instagram, but my Facebook market is not dead. My Facebook market is in no way cold. Even my mutual friends that we have maybe 15, usually if we have 10 to 15 mutual friends, I'll add them. Even if I don't necessarily know this person, but we have 15 mutual friends or 20, I don't consider that a cold person, because we have something in common. We have some people in common. We have an area which we have lived or live in common. And for whatever reason, Facebook feels a lot more comfortable to me. I don't like going to Instagram and reaching out to people who I don't even know, like, or know somebody that we each know in common. That is really uncomfortable for me. One of the things that was cool that he said 90% of network marketers are introverts. Why? Because we like that we can do this online and connect with people and be real, but shut it off when we want to. So he was like, so why the heck are you going to talk to more people that you don't know to build your girl gang? He's like, because you don't want that, right? Like, you want to surround yourself with a couple of people. And that's what he said. And he's like, it takes 5 people in your downline that are doing this with you to really help you move mountains towards changing people's lives and getting closer to your ultimate why. So he's like, why are you going to talk to people you don't know to build that girl gang when you don't want a girl gang? You want those 5 driven, motivated, resilient, everything that, those 3 things that he said to list, those are the people you want to fill on your team. So don't get hung up over there. It's great to show up there, post. I'm not telling you not to. And if you're seeing success over there, keep going. But unless you have 5,000 people, which is the max Facebook allows you to have, right over there, unless you have that, why not keep adding there? What I do is, like, I know this seems trivial and I stopped for a long time, but maybe one of you just needs to hear this or needs a reminder. I go back to my husband's posts, right? Who liked his post that I'm not friends with? Like, you know, add friend, and a friend, right? Even if it's a guy, add friend. Why? Because he might have a spouse or he might have a sister, whatever. But again, it's really not because I'm thinking about inviting him. Like, I probably will never reach out to this guy and invite him. But I want, like you're doing to build that trust and to build that relationship. Because that's important to me, because I don't want to send out cold invites. I probably sent out cold invites when I was a newer coach. I'm not going to lie, I probably did. But that is not how I want to do things now. I think when somebody's viewing your story, it's a little different because they're like engaging and they're around. But
And I kept those, I don't remember if I did 2 or 3 invites from watching my stories. So simple. Like I literally just said, I just wanted to take a minute and thank you for watching my stories. Like I appreciate your support. I love connecting with positive mamas like you, or I formed it based on what their page is like. And then I just said, I just have to ask what's keeping you interested in watching? Like, is it the business side of what I do? Is it health and fitness? Is it because of my personal life? Like, I just want to know what's keeping you watching. And 3, like one's pregnant, the other one is just a normal mom. And she was just like, I love your everyday life, but I am also interested in the health and fitness that you're doing. Like, you're so motivating because I see you doing all these things every single day. So it is so.
How you said that. I love how you said, what's keeping you watching? I wrote that down because I think I like that, because again, when you're thinking about giving more than you get in return, you know, I think that's huge.
Well, and then you can figure out how to keep the conversation going. Like, is it health and fitness? Is it your personal life? And if it's personal things, then that keeps your connection going. And then eventually it could lead to a health and fitness invite.
Right, right.
Because I know connecting is hard for me. I'm not good at like those awkward conversations about life. And so if I can start at with something simple like that and find things that's keeping them in, pulling them in, then I can find ways to talk to them and eventually bring on an invite.
Well, and that's why I didn't really love Instagram, you guys. Like I like reaching out to the people in my stories on Instagram, but I'm going to be honest. My story watchers and the people who comment on my posts are all you guys. Like, all Beachbody coaches, you know? So like when people say engage with those who look at your posts, and that should be somebody that, you know, always on your list. People are watching your stories and watching your posts. Stories are a little differently. I have more people, but it's all the same people. My numbers really don't, like maybe 6 or 10 will shift each day or something like that. But I don't have these huge numbers of people I'm pulling from my stories that I can invite. Because when I would be like struggling, somebody would say, go invite from your stories. And I'm like, I've done that 10 times. It's all the same people, right? But as far as my posts, it's all Rise Up Empire. It's all rock solid. Like there might be a 5 or 6, or I think that number is growing because I'm really trying to change. Like I've been trying to lately make this shift of, even if it's a workout post, it's not often will it be specifically about the workout. Like it'll be about other things. And I think that's getting people's attention a little bit more. And I'm sneaking in products, you know, like sneaking in my Energize. I have so many people that ask me about that drink. So if you're not showing your Energize in your story, you guys, people will be like, what's that yellow drink you're drinking? Like Dan used to make fun of me, and he would be like, just recently, he was like, why aren't you using your Rise Up Empire wine glass from Summit or whatever, our Summit gift? Why aren't you using that every morning? Nobody cares about your initial, because that like little plastic cup that I use has my initial on it. He's like, nobody cares about your initial. Why are you using it? And I'm like, because it's clear. And people are asking me, what are you drinking in that drink? You know, like they would never see that otherwise. But anyways, my point is that I don't have these extreme numbers of people from my stories but I do make it consistent to reach out to them, the people who are there. And I love how you said what keeps you here, because that's something that I will implement as well, because I'm always wanting like to add value. You guys, one really easy way to add value, and I know we say this and we all just kind of forget, are just recipes. Like literally, if you can do one recipe a post a week, like one recipe, like even if you made it today, but you've already got a post up, so you don't want to do one again, take a picture of it and save it for 2 days from now when you don't have any content. Because recipes, people like it, and put it right in the post. I mean, you can literally put the recipe right in there. And if you want them to comment, say like, tag a friend who might like this, or share this with somebody who might enjoy it, you know? But that's building trust. Even if you don't get engagement on the post, people are seeing it and they're trying it and they're remembering it. People ask me for my carrot zucchini muffins all week long, you know? So those are huge. Anything else, Kate, from those conversations?
Well, they were kind of towards the end of my night, so 3 have since continued responding after I went to bed, so I haven't looked at them yet, but like I said, I do think it's important to I've been intentionally paying more attention to Facebook. So that's just for me, because like I'm the same thing. I've pretty much reached out to all my Instagram story watchers, and it's the same people over and over again. I'm still adding to Instagram. I'm not really adding to Facebook lately because I feel I want to funnel in more on the people that I do have, and I feel like as I add, I lose track of people that I'm already friends with that I have not even connected with. So, but I am adding on Instagram because then that's more people that could at least watch my stories and hopefully create more connecting people on there. So.
And one of the things is, you guys, those daily birthday messages are really important, because I see when somebody pops up on a daily birthday message that I've never connected with them, I make sure that that birthday invite is, hey, I know we've never connected. I'm not even sure how we got connected. Sometimes I say that if I don't really like know them, we have mutual friends, I'm not sure how we even got connected, but I saw yours was your birthday and I wanted to wish you a happy birthday. And that, yes, that was a birthday message, but that's definitely a connect if you're asking them, you know, what's going on with their day and stuff like that. And that's because I feel the same way. I have this huge Facebook list now, and I know there's not people that I've connected with, and how do I find them? How do I realize I didn't connect with them? And a lot of times that happens through my birthday messages. Dana Havlick and her team, which you guys, I'm going to share with you. So remind me like what she does to connect, which is really awesome, which I'll just share that now, and then I'll go to the other part. So one of the things she does, and this is what I'm going to be implementing this week, is she literally takes out her friend list and she starts with A. And that day she pulls them from the A's and then the B's and then the C's, you know, and her whole team does that. And they start connecting that way. They literally go down their list. And it's like, so I would say if I pulled up somebody and she hasn't been on social media in 9 months or whatever, you know, I think it's somebody who has to have been showing up at least in the last like couple weeks, so that you can comment on some of their posts and then send them a message. But she literally goes from A to Z and then starts back over. And her whole entire team does that. And obviously they are finding success. In the last, I want to say 3 months. So Dana went from that team, Hustle and Heart. Back in the spring, she had advanced her first diamond coach and helped that first coach get to diamond. And then since then, I think their team has added 3 more diamonds in just the last 3 months. And the only thing that they're doing differently, you guys, to get closer to their goals is if you saw Dana and Casey on our call, they are a no BS kind of crew. They call each other out with love, but they hold each other accountable to their goals. And they have a lot of energy right now. And they're not telling themselves that because she did that, I can't. Right? So she's like, they're not telling themselves that they're not letting those limiting beliefs and comparison come in. In fact, they're saying like, I want to do this together. We should do this together. And their energy is huge. They're like, you know, and I feel like that's our October. Like, we're coming together. We're not giving into our excuses and our limiting beliefs of why it's easier for her than me. And it's been really cool to watch them. I mean, they are just they don't do much with Rock Solid, if you'll know, because they are literally like, we are growing our team. We're so pumped up about this. We're so energized. If she can do it, I can do it. Not if she can do it, this is why she did it, and I don't have that. And they're not giving themselves an out. And it's been really cool. It's been really cool to watch them do that. But that is how they go through connecting, which is really neat. All right, anything else? All right, you guys, we just have to keep going. Again, I recorded this, so when I post it in there, I'll write this in the caption, but like, I started the video at 5:50 because I was upstairs. So you just fast forward if you want to rewatch and take notes or anything like that, just fast forward a good 10-15 minutes. And it'll be there, but I will post it in our page. I'm not going to post it in Rise Up Empire. It'll be in our October page. But coaching has to be inviting to the coach opportunity and sharing about coaching has to be a non-negotiable in order to grow your business. And again, make it mixed with content about you and who you are. One other funny thing he said, this guy, he has me like rolling. He is pretty funny. He said that everybody's like, well, I don't do anything interesting. I don't have anything interesting about me to post in my stories. I don't do anything. And he's like, it's because you're all too busy sitting on your couch with your phone trying to people to find you. So do your business vitals intentionally for 1 hour and then go live and be interesting so that you can share about it. Like, so, think about, don't make this be your whole day. Be very intentional and then go do things, go live. And you can share about that. All right, crew, let's get a picture quick. You ready? All right. Thanks, guys. See ya. If you're going to work out, I will leave this on if you want. I just got to go jump in the shower. All right. See ya.
Is Krista doing 100 today, Amanda? Do you know?
I'm still here.
Oh, are you doing it?
Not right now. No. We have a Halloween party to go to this year, or I have to get the kids dressed in like an hour for a Halloween party. Dan's work has a Halloween party this morning which means I had to get Halloween costumes ready like October 1st versus like October 30th, which I usually do. So
funny.
We have to go do that, but I want to get showered before we show up at his
So
work.
did you say the last workout was like 55 minutes?
Yeah, it's like 55 minutes. So I thought, I didn't look. I thought it was going to be Revive like it always is.
Right.
So yesterday I did downbeat strength and I was supposed to do Meltcon as well because I've been doubling up and then have Revive today. But then yesterday I did downbeat strength and my legs hurt so bad. I was like, I'm not going to do Meltcon today. I'll just do it tomorrow with Revive. And then I saw it was 55 minutes and I was like,
She's pulling a fast one like Shaun T did.
I know.
Yeah, I didn't see that.
I think it's like a Jericho-thon. Like it's a Trooper Meltcon or something.
Yeah.
These leg days are killing me because 67, I am only now walking. Okay. And it's been a week. So
I think her leg days are maybe my favorite leg days that I've liked.
They're really good, right? And they fly by. Yeah, I like it a lot. All right, I gotta go do upbeat, but I might sit and do a little work.
All right. Thanks, guys. See ya.
Bye, Krista. Erica, are you working or working out or what are you doing?
I think we're gonna work out.
I just drank coffee instead of Energize because I was freezing.
It is like cold in here.
Oh my gosh, when I came downstairs at 6 o'clock, I was like, oh, Lord have mercy. It's so cold. I can't even do Energize right now.
Oh, dude.
I drank the Energize, but I have to imagine Elliot's going to be waking up here pretty soon.
Yeah.
Your mom. Oh, my freaking Sadie, I had to like wake her up at 6:45 yesterday. And then, of course, this morning, 5:55.
Oh, Merrick's up. Merrick got up before I did.
They're on they're on their own weekend schedule.
He got up early.
Well,
I mean, that's because I was so sleepy.
We're so asleep.
No, you off this weekend, Erica?
Yes, I'm off this weekend. I'm so excited. I was on call last weekend. So, like, it's Saturday, like when you work a week and then you're on call weekend and then you work the whole next week. This is like,
yeah, right? That's what, 12 days straight?
Yeah, 12 days straight. So, this is the good Saturday.
Oh,
Okay. And you do that every other weekend?
So we usually do like 1 and 4. Yeah. So we usually do like 1 and 4, 1 and 5. But so starting Monday is my new job where I'm just doing breast surgery. I'm out of general surgery. I have one more call weekend. But so this is like, it's been a hard week because I'm sort of transitioning out of my old practice group and we'll see how I'm excited about it, but I'll have less like general surgery call. So
I didn't know you did general surgery too.
Yeah, so I'm a general surgeon, but I've just been doing more and more breast surgery as the only girl in my group. I have 4 dude partners, so I do just all the breast stuff, and my schedule got full of breast stuff. So it just made sense. A lot of the couple other breast surgeons in like the big clinic left. So I've sort of folded into that group. So it'll be good to be less like middle of the night emergencies.
Yeah, right.
So because now when I'm on call and Joe's shift. I have to have someone like my mom spends a night or the kids have to go. So I'm excited about it. I'm a little nervous because it's new and different. So
Yeah.
trying to talk about that more maybe, but
Yeah,
so
that's awesome.
it's a little nerve-wracking. So but I'm excited. I think
Good.
it's that whole like if it doesn't scare you, you know. But
Yeah, right.
Mommy,
You'll be great. Oh. All right. Amanda, so you're not working out.
I don't know. I mean, I should, but I mean, he went to bed at like 10 o'clock. There's no way he's
girls, have
gonna
a good day.
sleep
All right,
longer.
bye, Erica.
I don't know. How long is my workout today?
Mine's 26 minutes. You know what? I'll probably sit here and work a little bit. I can get off though. You don't have to stay on for me. Like, I can totally turn that off and just fall asleep. No, I'm just kidding. Just kidding. I did add some people yesterday, and I just went to look at my story on Facebook. If for nothing else, adding people at least gets new like eyes on your story, I feel like. So like I have like 5 new people that watched my Facebook story that hadn't before. So that's kind of cool.
What? Yeah,
Oh,
I need to. I'm gonna ask Kate what like message she sends to them because
if she shares it, share it with me, please.
yeah.
So I was gonna ask, so adding has always been hard for me, which I know like people are like, why is that hard? But I feel like, and it's just me like limiting beliefs, me feeling like I've already gone through everybody, which I haven't. So now that I am actually adding people, do I now move them down to my connect? And could that just be a simple message like, hey, you came up on my suggested friends list. I saw we have this in common or whatever. Can that be a connect now next week?
I would say so.
That's what I was thinking. Because like I maybe 1 or 2 like I messaged right away, but then I didn't. I just added people. And now that they've accepted, I was thinking maybe I should just go back and like kind of tell them why I added them.
Yeah, I'm having a hard time because did I tell you about like adding like all the wives?
Yeah, and then you were embarrassed, and I told
Yeah,
you
so I'm
not
like
to,
I need to
like
get over
that you were
that.
crazy.
Yeah,
Yeah, so don't have a hard time with that, babe.
I know.
What does it matter what
Yeah.
they think?
Yeah,
And really, why don't they want to join you?
I know. And
Don't
maybe they
assume.
do. I don't even know.
Right. Don't assume that they don't want to, because they're going to now see what you have, which
Yeah.
they have a husband that's deployed too, and this is what saves your life, right? So you kind of have to like even reach out to them
Yeah.
and be like, so glad we connected here. Do any of them watch your story? Has anyone liked your post?
The few of them have liked my posts. I
Okay.
haven't checked my stories in a couple days, which is bad.
So that could be a simple message like, so glad we connected here. I saw you like my post. Thanks for the support. I really appreciate it. This really helps me while Ed's deployed.
Yeah.
I would throw that in there.
Yeah. I was so like, I don't even know why I woke up at 3 o'clock this morning, but I was so like, I checked my phone. I was like so glad to see emails from him. Like they weren't even anything.
Yeah.
Like, it was just stupid
That's
emails.
true. Well, that's why you woke up, because you just knew in your mind you had to do that.
Yeah. Oh, I could not get to sleep last night. It was terrible.
Why?
Yeah.
Why?
Because I was worried about you.
Why? Why?
I'm just teasing you. Can you not do that? That's why I took those scissors away to begin with.
I did not done my hair.
I know you're not cutting your hair, but you're making a mess. Oh, I need to go get that bag. That
All
girl
right.
that did the party, the Zaya party, just dropped off some clothes for me to try on.
Oh, I still have that one pair that I bought with the tags on it, and I've never worn them.
Why?
I don't know. You know why? You know why? Because I don't spend $75 on pants, and now that I did, I feel like they belong in a museum. That's why. Swear to God, when I tell you, like, I don't buy things for myself. I felt inclined to buy those that one time that I think it was Sean Durant's party. I have no, like, people just add me to things. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
And then I bought those pants and I'm like, crazy? Like, I don't do that. Like, I don't even do that. And they came in the mail.
Wear them.
And then the girl's like, so how do you like your pants? I'm like, so about that. They're
I
still
haven't
in the
even tried
package.
them.
And then I actually tried them on. And I was like, so I tried them on. They fit like a glove, literally. And I don't even know how I feel about that. But I was like, I took them out. We're doing a color run today, and it's freezing here. It's going to be cold today. It's going to be like 45, 50 for the run. I was like, you know what? Maybe I'll wear them. And then I'm like, those are $75. They're going to throw color at me. I'm not doing that.
Stop touching it.
So I've had them for months and months and months, and I've never worn them.
Hey,
Stop.
Maybe
oh my
I
God,
will.
that's so funny.
I have to. But so don't ever
Stop.
be offended that I don't buy anything. It's really just
Oh, I'm not
I don't
offended.
buy anything for myself. And I feel bad
Shh,
when I do.
It. If you touch my computer screen one more time, I'm gonna beat your head.
Ow!
All right.
I'm a really nice
I'll
mom.
probably have monkeys joining me soon. I'm going to try and get up from the couch
Well,
and the
here,
blanket.
Elliot's moving around in there, so I should go feed him.
Okay. I'll check in with you later, though.
Bye.
Okay. Bye.